Hello and welcome to today's web seminar, AI-enabled software testing and the role of test management tools in delivering quality at speed, sponsored by QMetry featuring Peter Wu and Punit Samtani. I'm Harry Gagnon and I'll be the technical support for today's webinar. Before the presentation begins, let me explain this console. The panel on the right has a feature to chat, ask questions, and download handouts. If you minimize this panel, just click on the chat button to reopen it. In the right panel in the handout tab, there is a download of today's slides. The polls will also be located in the chat panel when they become available during the presentation. If you experience any technical issues, please send me a private chat and I'll be happy to help you. This event is being recorded and will be made available to watch on demand. Once the recording is ready, you'll get an email with instructions about how to access the presentation. Finally, to optimize your bandwidth for the best viewing experience, please close any other applications you have running in the background. And with that, I'd like to welcome and introduce Punit.
Thank you, Harry. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Punit Samtani, Senior Product Manager at QMetry, and I'm truly excited to have all of you here. In my role, I am responsible for shaping the product roadmap and vision for QMetry test management products. My primary focus revolves around integrating customer and stakeholder feedback to continuously enhance the product's functionality. I collaborate closely with the engineering teams to ensure that the new features are developed with a commitment to meet our end users, contributing to their high customer success with our products. With prior experience in handling support at QMetry, I also bring valuable insights from working with enterprise organizations to successfully implement test management solutions. We have another fantastic speaker with us today. It's my pleasure to introduce Peter Wu, Director of Quality Engineering at OneTrust. Peter is a well-respected software quality professional who has led software quality initiatives and teams at many leading organizations like OneTrust, Honeywell, Vonage, and more. His experience across industry verticals and a variety of software applications is a strong body of knowledge that can benefit software professionals of varied backgrounds.
Thank you, Punit. I'm very glad here to be with you, with our audience, our software quality professionals, to discuss the role of AI, the AI enablement in software testing and test management tool to deliver quality with speed. And during my couple of decades software testing and development experience, I worked at various industry field, including not limited to network security. I've been there for 10 years with IBM, and then telephony and supply chain industry, warehouse management, and Honeywell. And now we're in a brand new space. I joined the OneTrust almost 5 years ago. We established trust, compliance, privacy, data security. That's a completely new industry space. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you for joining us, Peter. Now, let's get ready for some thought-provoking discussions. Here is a glimpse of our agenda. In the initial segment, we will deep dive into the current state of test management landscape, offering valuable insights. Shifting our focus, we will address software quality challenges and explore innovative solutions provided by next-generation test management capabilities. In the later part, we will immerse ourselves in the fascinating landscape of AI within test management. Together, I and Peter, we will discover compelling use cases that are reshaping the entire game. We will also explore QMetry's AI features, which promise cutting-edge advancement in the field. Now, let's begin our first topic and explore insights into the test management landscape. Based on a report from Gartner, the global software QA market is expected to grow from $35.8 billion in 2022 to $50.7 billion in 2025 at a CAGR of 13.5%. 87% of IT executives believe that software quality is a critical factor for their business success. According to a study, the average return on investment for test management tools is 300% in a life cycle. The adoption of agile development and DevOps practices is deriving the demand for continuous testing. A Forrester survey found that 79% of the organizations are using agile development practices, whereas 62% are using DevOps for continuous quality. Organizations that use test management tools can reduce their testing times by 50% and their test defects by 70%. The World Quality Report quotes that adoption of test management is steadily increasing, with automation testing expected to grow with 50% of all the testing activities in future. Since we have understood the landscape now, let us understand what are the top quality challenges and their impact. The first one being scalability and performance. As companies grow, their software needs to scale to accommodate increasing user loads and data volumes. Ensuring scalability without disruption poses a significant challenge today. In fintech, applications need to handle high volumes of transactions efficiently. This necessitates companies to optimize their software for performance and conduct regular tests to ensure it can meet the demands of its users. According to a PwC survey, 92% of fintech executives believe that the ability to scale services efficiently is a significant factor in achieving competitive advantage. Google found that 53% of mobile users had abandoned websites that take longer more than 3 seconds to load. Inadequate scalability planning can lead to a 30% increase in operational costs. According to a study, about 35% of the organizations experience downtime due to unexpected spikes in traffic. These figures indicate that the importance of scalability for any industry, and they also empathize that the performance is time bound. Question for you, Peter. What kinds of challenges do you observe at OneTrust regarding scalability and performance? And do you agree that this is the biggest concern?
Yes, absolutely. We have been experiencing pretty much all of them, given the rapid growth OneTrust have had over the last 5 years, with a growth rate over 40,000% growth. It's a huge number, and I'm just give you roughly the number today. I heard on last quarter Q3, and in one quarter we add over thousands new customers. You can imagine with this growth, we had everything we can, but still we have to deal with scalability and performance. It's a kind of like a weekly thing.
Okay, that's great. Let's talk about another challenge, which is compliance and security. Today, many applications handle sensitive financial data, elevating security and regulatory compliance to a top concern. Adhering to industry-specific regulations such as PCI, GDPR, or CFR, all of them are essential but challenging. Hence, companies need to implement robust security measures and regularly test their softwares for vulnerability. Furthermore, companies must also ensure compliance with regulation, and their softwares should be designed and developed in accordance with these standards to maintain continuous compliance. According to an Eldman survey, 86% of the customers stated that they are likely to switch to a competitor following a data breach. 94% of fintech companies have experienced a data breach in past 12 months. Financial institutions paid over $10.4 billion in regulatory fines related to data security and compliance in the last decade. The high cost of regulatory fines and the erosion of customer trust following data breaches underscores the imperative for companies to prioritize better security and compliance effort. Question for you, Peter. What kind of challenges do you observe at OneTrust regarding compliance and security? since you belong to the same industry?
Yes, I think about our name called OneTrust. So trust is the core and the DNA of OneTrust software platform, which supports organization in adhering to compliance with data privacy, data governance, data security, and regulation across sectors of jurisdictions. Trust starts with compliance and security built in. It must be part of the requirement for building a software platform. Uh, Absolutely, there are many room to improve. We still have areas still not even close. I'll give you example, accessibility. That's still a long way to go for us to be compliant.
That's great. So today, Peter, about 70% of the organizations involve testers in their sprint planning sessions, signaling a substantial shift towards quality-focused development. And we believe that this should help in compliance and security in the near future.
Yeah, we believe that everything should build from the beginning, not just addressing them as gap. So that's our principle, that's our process. We put things in place, make sure the software started from the design, obviously development testing from very beginning to building the compliance security.
That's great. The third top challenge is time to market, and I'm sure a lot of organizations must be dealing with it. Businesses today expect high quality software to be delivered quickly. They have implemented Agile to respond to rapidly changing requirements and DevOps to meet the demand for speed. However, failing to apply continuous testing effectively leads to a longer time to market cycles. According to a PwC survey, 79% of fintech executives believe that accelerating time to market is crucial for staying competitive. According to Deloitte, on average, it takes traditional financial institutions 6 to 12 months to develop and launch a new product or a feature. Startups that prioritize faster time to market are 2.7 times more likely to be successful. All of these industry survey and reports suggest that organizations prioritizing a faster time to market are more likely to achieve success and maintain competitiveness. Now that we have discussed the top software quality challenges, let's explore how they can be overcome using a next generation test management capabilities. For test authoring and test execution, next generation tools have intelligent test authoring features like BDD Gherkin support, exploratory testing abilities, and reusability features like sharing steps and data parameterization for enhancing productivity. These tools have inbuilt workflow for industries requiring regulatory compliances for their testing activities. Feature like audit logging for every event and approval workflows are required by customers in highly regulated industries. The new age solutions connect an organization's multiple lines of businesses and projects into a delivery pipeline. This allows testers to see all testing activities in one place. These solutions serve as a centralized tool for multiple projects with diverse testing needs. A modern tool also adapts to any development methodology like Agile, Waterfall, or any other. Another area is integration with DevOps tools. These new age tools integrate seamlessly with popular CI/CD platforms and automation frameworks. They also ensure traceability between automation tests, functional tests, and requirements. Modern test management tools provide a seamless bidirectional integration with Jira for stories, tasks, and defects. They also provide developers with full test case and execution details inside Jira issues. This helps to establish collaboration among development and QA teams and improve transparency. Question for you, Peter. OneTrust has been using QMetry test management for more than 3 years now. Could you please share which capabilities have been crucial for your success?
Yes, I'm glad to share our experience in adapting QMetry test management since early 2020. Given the limited time, I would like to just point out few areas of our great experience or feedback. Most of us, especially in the software industry, live and breathe in Jira. It's essential to have other tools tightly integrated with Jira. QMetry Jira integration provides all the Jira users with Jira login permission. And of course, project permission in Jira with visibility and then task coverage, traceability as well, with Jira view of details of test cases, test execution history from QMetry without accessing to QMetry, which means any Jira user belongs to the project have full visibility to the testing. They don't need purchase license to access QMetry. That's a huge thing, which is why we switched to QMetry test management 3.5 years ago. Just on a personal note, it's not just we suddenly find the QMetry can fit our needs. Actually, personally, I had the privilege to know QMetry a while back, almost a decade ago. Actually, more than a decade ago, when I was working with we call it the call center company. And that's where I discovered QMetry. We adapted QMetry. And this feature, the user Jira view to test details, it's the only company at the time we discovered. And I remembered. And when we had the demand, when I moved to OneTrust, I give assignment, say, hey, can you find out where other task management tool can allow all the development, not necessarily to the test engineer, including the PM, anybody assigned to the Jira project, so they can collaborate in Jira and have the visibility to testing, to test execution of any task effort done. I suddenly realized, I remembered QMetry. That's how we made the click. And QMetry provides us with many customer solutions as well. For example, customer parameters for QMetry automation integration to basically just satisfy our requirement, our unique use case and the OneTrust, as well as the custom solution like SSO login, if that's all other company needed for, because we do. That's very important for us to establish all the security connections. And I would also like to point out that many automation framework are supported for importing result from QMetry test into QMetry test management. For example, through Open Automation API or QMetry automation plugin. For example, Cypress JUnit. It's and the Cucumber Selenium as well. And we were able to implement a solution here at OneTrust with QMetry automation integration to establish full traceability, visibility of test coverage for requirements. For example, story, epics in Jira. And from shift left automation, such as unit tests, Cypress automation, typically done by developer, and as well as to Selenium, the Cucumber framework for end-to-end use case, typically done by our quality engineer or SDET, which are all listed in Jira. It's a visible end of the story for any Jira user. Want to know the details? We could have even have a summary. Say, hey, this story have so many. Here's a link to the JUnit test. Here's the test coverage by Cypress use cases. It all lists individual whether pass or fail, one is wrong, as well as of course all the end-to-end use case. And plus there are areas, of course, if we has to be executed, we has to execute it manually. It's just because QMetry has this unique Jira integration.
Oh. That's great. That's great to know. Moving ahead with the third parameter, which is quality analytics. The modern test management platforms provide real time insights into software quality through comprehensive reporting and dashboards. Reports like traceability, coverage, execution progress, bug analysis, and trends are all built in. There are advanced features that enable business users to generate their own reports using a no code interface and technical users to generate custom reporting using SQL statements. Reports can be easily shared across teams and can be reused across projects. These next generation tools also have a long list of APIs available. These tools possess AI features that provide predictive and prescriptive recommendations. They continue to innovate features to meet evolving customer needs and market trends. Scalable architecture. The latest generation of test management tools are entirely SaaS based, providing high availability and scalability with a lower cost of ownership and maintenance. They have a configurable feature based model that allows QA teams to buy only what is important to them and keeps their budget under control. With more enterprises adopting towards cloud solutions, security, compliance, and data management are important across different industries and kind of skills. These new age tools have their processes well audited and compliance certified with ISO and SOC 2. Integration with any existing tools used by an organization could be required, but may not be supported out of the box. A modern tool has REST APIs that allow it to integrate with your existing tool chains. Finally, migration and adoption. The next generation tools provide easy migration from legacy test management tools, importing all test cases and executions from a legacy application in just a few clicks, and the whole process is performed through utilities. Enterprise teams can get a single project running in few hours and fully migrate to the tool in just a few seconds. We all like tools with modern UI. The new age tools are intuitive, simple to learn, customizable as per testing processes, and easier to adapt and onboard. Peter, help us understand how Qmetry has adapted to your testing process and how all of these features into your process.
Yeah, like I shared earlier, there's many areas we're very happy with QMetry, particularly on this area, quality analytics, scalability, architecture, and migration adoption as well. And of course, the powerful building QMetry system reports and particularly the advanced query report. So you can make any customer query report just like use SQL to access any data available in QMetry. Obviously, if you have a full integration with Jira as well as Jira data as well. And on the quality, it's very important. It's a must-have, especially for our industry, to have such a report exported and saved as a record for our audit purpose. And the migration to QMetry was seamless. I have to be honest with you, the QMetry support team are really responsive. They came up with a lot of smart solutions that fit our needs. And we are really appreciated all the good job done by QMetry support team. Our engineering team actually across the globe, from the US equally to Europe and the India team as well. We had really not have any experienced any major system outage or load performance issue really with QMetry.
Well, that's great. Great to know that. I also learned that along with the features, support is also something that uh, customers look for, and having a good customer support always helps. Moving, okay, so it's time for our first audience poll. So you will see a question on the screen. Within the next generation test management tool, which ability do you believe is the most crucial? You have 1 minute to select the two most important use cases from the options provided. So, Peter, what do you think will be are the two most important features?
I personally would really like to see. I cannot wait even to play with the AI powered assessment on the test flakiness to roll out to the QMetry test management. Right? I understand right now it's a for QMetry plugin to Jira. That's definitely the top one of my choice. And obviously, and summarize, provide actionable insight from the report where we can focus the most. I think it's close to the test flakiness, but yet it's something else hopefully could be configured to say, hey, where we have the most issue, where lack of the test, where the failure is constantly repeat, etc. And our product actually has a fantastic build AI as well. I'm just trying to compare to see where the AI is going to take us to. For example, we have data governance actually regulation. You can imagine if you any country, anywhere, any state level, you have a regulatory constantly published update, and how can you follow those regulations? And you cannot read all the 1,000 pages. That's where AI play a huge role. So that's where one of the area we have made huge into ourselves as well. I'm glad to see QMetry is moving in that direction.
Great. So we have the poll results now. 31% of the audience believe that AI features for enhancing the efficiency of testing team is the biggest ask today. It won. Then the second and the third are very close, with 24% of the audience saying that better test authoring and execution features to enhance reusability, inbuilt workflow, and increase efficiency is the second one. And the third, 23% is seamless integration with tools like Jira, Azure, CI/CD platforms, and automation framework. So thank you everybody for voting. Moving ahead, let's take a look at some studies and predictions regarding AI in test management landscape. Based on a report by Gartner, by 2027, 80% of the enterprises will have integrated AI testing tools into their software testing tool chain. AI in the software testing market is projected to grow at a rate of CAGR over 30% from 2023 to 2026. According to multiple studies, AI-driven test automation can reduce test creation and maintenance time by 90%. AI can help identify redundant test cases, reducing the test suite time by 30%. AI-powered predictive analytics can help identify potential defects before they occur, reducing post-release defects by 25 to 30%. Even AI can automatically detect and repair test scripts when the application changes, reducing maintenance effort by up to 70%. The whole statistics study and the summary shows the importance of AI use cases and features in the future testing scenarios. It clearly shows that AI is next for test management. So, what are the AI use cases for test management tools? Here are the AI use cases that QMetry plans to implement as part of the roadmap. The first one is automatically create test cases and steps based on story description, providing testers with an initial test case structure, allowing them to further refine and enhance them. The second is designing test suites with test cases linked based on execution objective provided by the tester to reduce manual effort and ensuring comprehensive coverage. We also want to empower testers to learn on the go with an AI powered search and conversational bot. This use case will enable testers to search through project documentation and even find answers about the Qmetry product using a virtual assistant. The fourth one is auto create defect descriptions and steps for failed executions, reducing the manual effort required by the testers to author them, and to facilitate faster issue resolution. Evaluate test case flakiness and success rate to identify and address flaky test cases to overall enhance the testing confidence. The sixth is to utilize an AI assistant to summarize report and extract actionable insights, identifying patterns, trends, and areas that require attention. We believe the QA teams and the QA managers will very helpful. We also plan to improve the accuracy of existing test cases which are already authored by the testers through an AI-driven recommendation to ensure the reliability of those test cases. We also want to utilize AI to generate test data for test case executions, minimizing manual efforts and diverse data generations to support comprehensive test coverage. Peter, what is your perspective on AI use cases for the software industry? Do you believe that these applications and use cases could enhance testers' productivity?
Yes, I would start with a test case accuracy. Like say in our use case, Jira is managing the requirement and through the integration, and that part of it's in the test case management tool or QMetry. And whenever we create test cases, and how can we make sure those test cases cover the requirement? I think that's AI could play a big part. So we won't miss anything. So it's even though we call it traceability, but we really have to make sure how can we trust those data or test cases. I think AI would detect, say, hey, this test case doesn't have this part of the requirement. And the task flakiness, that's traditional saying, it's always top of mind every QA management, how we reduce the task flakiness as well, just like you mentioned, the self-healing as well, whatever they made some changes, do we really need to manually to change them instead just use the AI to automatically adjust them? I would think that as well as the AI in build intelligence in the report, so give us better summary instead we have to, alerting us whatever the critical area is, instead we have to look out the report to find out ourselves. I think AI certainly can play a role.
Okay. Thanks for your input. So now it's audience poll 2. Which of these use cases do you believe is the highest priority for enhancing the efficiency for testing teams? These AI use cases. You have 1 minute to select the 2 most important use cases from the options provided. So, Peter, what do you think? Which will be the 2 most important use cases?
I hope that's a flakiness, the one. Maybe accuracy is the second. And depending on the audience, where their industry is, where their experience is, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, Gary, it seems like there is some problem, or do you think the audience is able to vote?
Yeah, I'm seeing answers come in.
Okay.
Might be a little delay.
Okay. We are still getting responses. We're still getting responses. Okay. Okay. So here is the quick summary. 36% of the audience feels that auto-generate test cases and steps based on user story definition is the most important high priority feature for them. The second one is evaluate the accuracy of existing test cases and suggest improvements on recommendation. 22% of the audience believe that. So we have two clear winners here. Thank you everybody for voting here. Now, what are the Qmetry's AI features for software quality? So a lot of them that we discussed are already part of our products. Qmetry provides two AI-derived unique-based indicators that boost testing confidence. Flaky score to identify flaky test cases. A flaky test case exhibits non-deterministic behavior when executed repeatedly within the same environment, resulting in intermittent results. Flaky tests have the potential to slow down testing pipelines and erode confidence in the testing process. The first step towards gaining control over flaky tests is identifying them using a flaky score derived from its execution history. Another key indicator is a success rate, which means that the test case execution performance is calculated based on its execution history, and a success rate is shown to the testers to increase their testing confidence. Qmetry also provides an inbuilt AI powered search for testers to facilitate on the fly learning. As an organization expands, it accumulates a vast repository of institutional knowledge and project related information stored within their various documents. For critical projects, it is vital to empower testing teams with effortless access to the information and foster on the go learning. This enhances the efficiency of the testing processes. Qmetry has introduced an innovative AI powered product search feature, revolutionizing testers' ability to inquire and discover answers from within the project documents. Administrators can upload project specific documents in multiple formats like PDF, Word, or they can integrate their Confluence space. These documents are then utilized by our AI to locate the precise answers, providing a powerful tool for testers. Another one is a virtual assistant. Users can also utilize Qmetry's inbuilt product search to ask questions about Qmetry product features and receive real-time answers from the product user guide. This revolutionary search explains features in a summarized format, offers step-by-step guidance for how-to questions, provide best practices from the extensive knowledge base that Qmetry has, and expertly navigates the troubleshooting challenges. The third important feature is Qmetry's quality bot. We call it as a QQ bot. Qmetry test management stand out as the only AI tool featuring QQBot, which automatically detects duplicate test cases to enhance reusability. Leveraging advanced AI techniques, including machine learning and statistical analysis, Qmetry thoroughly examines all existing test cases, providing actionable intelligence for the testers. For each requirement and test case, AI algorithms proactively identify probable duplicate entities within the project, presenting matching duplicate test cases with their corresponding percentage. This efficient identification not only saves valuable times of testers, but also ensures they are promptly aware of existing matching steps or test steps that can be reused and converted into a shareable test case. Another feature that our QQ bot provides is to offer predictive test coverage suggestions. recommending relevant test cases that can be linked to requirements to ensure coverage, and vice versa. You will also see test cases that can be linked to the requirement. Similar use cases are currently being extended to develop intelligent test suites. So here are all the features that QMetry provides in terms of AI today. We are now open for Q&A. Peter, do you have any comments on the AI features that is provided by QMetry?
That's pretty much covered. It's great to see all the new things coming.
That's good. So we are now ready for Q&A.
All right. Thank you, Punit and Peter, for your presentation. We had a few questions that came in from the attendees. Again, feel free to post your questions in the Q&A panel, and we'll get to as many with time permitting. For those questions we don't get to, our team will be reaching out with answers through email. All right. For our first question, we have one from Brian, who asks, what is a flaky test case and why is its identification important?
Okay. A flaky test case is characterized by exhibiting non-deterministic behavior when executed repeatedly within the same environment. Every time it is executed, it leads to intermittent results. Such tests have the potential to impede the efficiency of testing pipelines and undermine confidence in the testing process. So, as the initial measure to gain control over flaky tests, it is very important to first identify them. And this is done through a flaky score, which is derived from the execution history using AI algorithms. I hope this answers your question.
So yeah, basically this is what we experience. This is actually a very traditional area of concern as any of QA management have. That is, you automated test cases, then just fail or pass without any software change. So for example, you run it again, it's 100 passing. You run it again an hour later, there you see 10 of them failed and nothing's changed. So that's why the flakiness is really important to detect where that discrepancy is and how we're going to reduce those kind of outcome of fail positive or false positive, say. False negative, false positive, yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And we have another question from Carrie, who asks, how does integration with Jira help developers?
I hope I answered previously with my comment or experience. Help tremendously. You can imagine there's a lot of software task management tools, and we found the QMetry very unique in this area so far. I haven't. When we done this evaluation a couple of years ago, there's no other competitor actually have this kind of capability where Jira user as developer, assuming your developer use the same use Jira and the entire team use Jira for collaboration for development process management, and where a developer can actually literally view every details how their content partner or testing engineer how they implement their test cases, when they execute it against which build, whether passing or failing, who did it. You have a full view, just like you as QMetry user, but you don't need a QMetry license.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Anything else, Punit, that you wanted to add?
Nothing. I think Peter answered it well.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. And then we have another question from the audience. This is from Stephen, who asks, explain more about advanced reporting in QMetry.
Okay. So advanced reporting empowers users to create their own customized reports tailored to their specific needs. Now, every organization have their own set of fields that they define in the test cases or the test executions for their projects as per their business needs. Now, out of the box may not have those custom fields as part of the reporting capabilities. For any kind of customization that you have done in the report, or any specific need of report that you have for your own business, QMetry offers different features which are designed for various user personas. Visual reporting feature provides inbuilt schemas, filters, and operators, facilitating business users in effortlessly creating custom reports through a no-code interface. Whereas there is another module, advanced query reporting feature, that offers simple tables with real-time synced records, enabling techno-functional users with basic SQL knowledge to create reports ranging from simple to complex queries. Am I right, Peter? I think your team is using this a lot.
Yeah, we use a lot. Obviously, your team helped us a lot to give us all the queries. It's a look. Think about your like SQL administrators. So basically, QMetry have all the field, even the integrate field we called, what we called, I forgot the name. But basically, it's third-party field. I think there's, external field. That's a term used by QMetry. So basically, all this data field, you can query, customize the way you want it to report back. It's a very powerful. I haven't seen other tools you can do that easily. Mostly just they have template, you use this template, you select the field, you're done. And where at the QMetry, you have the same system reports, lots of system report, where you can select certain field, you can get a report on. And same time, they provide an advanced report where you can do everything you wanted with the data available to QMetry.
That's great.
All right. Well, it looks like there are no further questions. We can wait a little bit, or if you have any other comments, Punit or Peter, any last minute words of wisdom?
Oh no, I will, that's lots of them. We can spend hours here, but again, quality is the key, and we have to deliver quality with a speed. The quality not necessarily including test case passing failure, including compliance, right? The security, it's all part of a requirement. Like I said before, it's very important as a quality professional, software quality professional, to champion for building quality. And we don't want to deal with a backlog. We don't want to deal with technical debt. We want to build with quality. But again, as anybody experiencing or working for a startup, and speed is the key. How you gain your market, gain your new customer to compete with your competitor. So we just need to balance between the quality and the speed.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. Well, no further questions at this time. Again, feel free to post them. We'll answer them as they come. But on behalf of TechWall, I'd like to thank Punit and Peter for their time and insights on AI-enabled software testing, as well as our sponsor, QMetry. A special thank you goes out to our audience for joining us, and we hope to see you at a future event. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Thank you.